Hello and welcome. This is Ruth and I'm back with a second video with the Advent Town die set from Tonic, and this is one of their 2023 birthday launches. I'll put the link to the first one down below in the description of the video, but in it you'll be able to see how to make this basic shaped house here with the 4 little Advent doors, and then this bigger one with more doors on it there. But this time I'm going to go ahead and create a taller one, so it's going to be, instead of this one with 8 doors here, I'm going to make a taller one with the 8 doors stacked on top of each other. This is the basic shape that I'm going to be using this time, and then I'll have to put this little die in so that I can get the little door openings on it. And I've already gone ahead and cut one out, and I'm still using the peacock bundle that I used in the video before, and I'll put a link to that down below because that's available as a bundle at a good price during birthday week as well. And this is the beautiful Turquoise Lake glitter card, and I thought I'd like to make the taller one this time using this. So I've gone ahead and I've cut this main shape out then with this die, and then I've gone after that and placed this one in here, and I'll show you how that just fits on here. It doesn't have any outside cutting edges, just the little doors. So when you've got this cut, you'll place this on top of it here and die cut that, and then that will cut these little doors in. These little semicircles will remove. Now at this stage, if you're going to give this to someone, you want to keep it nice and tidy and clean, so you don't need to fold those back, just keep them like that, and then it will sit nice and neat until it's going to be used as an advent calendar or whatever. Now to add another piece on top, or along with this, to make this taller, to elongate it in other words, I have cut part of this again. So I have used the same die, but I've only used the bottom part of it, and I wanted to be able to fit in these 4 doors and just enough to add some onto the bottom. So I've got the piece here and I've trimmed off the top, and you can see here I'm going to show you how to attach this and how much I need in here. I'll measure it here, but I actually just marked it. You will need this to be 1 centimetre and 3 millimetres. 2 to 3 millimeters, but no more than that. This is just enough to fit over the top of this one and give you enough grip. Now obviously, because I'm using glitter card, this is going to take a little bit longer to glue, but I did want to just do something really sparkly. So I have cut this here and I'm going to glue it directly on top of that. And the most important part of this is, when you turn it over, you don't want anything to obstruct those doors so that they still open past that. So you can go ahead and glue that, and then you'll have all your little doors in a row the whole way down there. And I can disguise that join later. You could put it one way or the other, but I'm going to disguise it, so I'm going to add this little decorative detail die across the centre of it. The one that has the little stone edging parts. It's probably little coin stones, and they work up and down the way, but I'm going to put it across here. So that is why I want to put this here and glue it right across there. Then on the back panel I can do exactly the same thing, but not bother to put these doors in because it's just going to be perfectly straight and flat with no doors in it. So you'll just want to make that the same size and cut off a piece. I have the panel here, so I'm just going to cut off a piece right in line with that and join it the same way on the back. And my back is going to be in mauve purple this time. And I'll do the same thing on the side panels, but I'll show you how to do that as we go along. I'm just checking with a ruler here that everything's perfectly lined up, and if you're cutting that out of ordinary Craft Perfect card or whatever, you certainly won't need to leave it to dry, as long as I'm going to leave this one. But I'll set that aside and then I'll get ahead with cutting out some of the other bits. It's very easy to line the back panel up if you just put the 2 of them side by side. So I've got the front one here and the back one here, and then I can see exactly where to put that and just glue it straight across there. This piece then is actually 10 centimeters, as I think I mentioned before, and if you lay this one, the side panel, with the little tab up at the top, and remember to keep this straight line below the tab level with the shoulder of the top panel here, and lay that right against there. You're going to keep all of this straight, and then this should be 10 centimeters as well then. And you can see there that if you lay that straight against this one, you'll be able to line that up just there and keep the bottom tab right down at the bottom there. So there's no tab on here, just a tab up there, a glue tab, and that little nick then just doesn't really matter, it's just straight along the bottom there. Now when you come to the other side, because these tabs follow all around sort of in a clockwise, you'll remember just to turn this one around and have the tab at the bottom, and this one then will be coming from here to here, and the top will line up. So just to be clear on that, the glue tab at the top here and the glue tab will be at the bottom here. So this piece on this side will be 10 centimeters from here to this point, and then the glue tab on there. And if you've that all lined up directly straight across the top, and then this will match in with the lines across here and here, and you're keeping it all straight at the side, then you'll find that it's perfect at the bottom here. Whoops. And there we are. This runs right along here, and the glue tab then is down below that. Now you can go ahead and cut to a base for the bottom and a top, so they're both cut with the same shape, and I've cut those out in mauve purple, and you won't need to elongate these because they're just going to be exactly the same as they are. Now you can go ahead and make the little compartments that will be in behind the little advent doors, and you're going to need this die for that, and you'll cut that out 8 times. So I have some here, and I'll just show you how to fold them. First of all, this is the good side here. This is what I would call the top side of the paper, and you can see that I'm folding these all so that the top side is showing from inside there. So when you open the little door, you'll see the good side here, and then the little glue tab can be folded over and added on the outside there, so you won't see any of that when you open the little doors up. As well as that, these little outside tabs then all get folded back like so, and then you'll burnish everything and burnish all those score lines as well, and then just add glue along here. Now just make sure when you're doing that that you get all of this perfectly lined up, because it's actually really easy to do, but just don't let it slip until the glue has taken, because if you open the door of your little advent calendar, your little advent house, you don't want to see a little gap at that corner. So just spending a second or two extra at it and making sure it's all lined up is really worth it when you open those little doors. Right, so we can go ahead then and make 8 of those. Now I want to decorate the top of this, and I've taken this die and I've cut that out in the mauve purple there, and then I have used that one and I've cut that out in the glitter card, the gold glitter, and I've laid that directly on top and glued that all down nicely. And then I've paper pieced this, so I've set this die again on top of some cobalt blue. It's actually out of this little pack, so there's loads of beautiful colours in there. And I have got some of the little pieces here, and I'm just going to add glue in. You can see I've already got a couple of them in there, but the rest of them are going to go on here. You can see there then how I paper pieced some other pieces in back at the bottom here and then up there, and I'm getting a good mixture of colours from that bundle, but I think they go really beautifully together. And then I have taken these 2 dies, so that's a circle, and then this one fits inside it because this cuts out the circle and this has no outside edge, and you can use those both together, and I'm going to glue that directly into the centre there, and then I'll be able to just centre this up on here and glue it on there, and then that leaves me with the little doors to cover up and add the numbers on. I've gone ahead then and added all the little numbers and decorative details onto this panel here on the doors. So there are lots of these, I think there's about 12 or 13 of these, and you can cut those all out in one go. There's only one of these and I decided to use that as well, so I had to cut that out separately, but I've added that on top, and then the numbers are here, so I have put those all on top as well. And do you like that? I thought it looked lovely. Anyway, I've now got my side panels, and must remember that just as I place them again, that we're going to have the tab at the top and the tab at the bottom here. And I have used these two dies again. I've used them on my last video, and I have used these again together and cut them out in gold glitter card. And this time I am going to just put them in the centre. Now there are a couple of ways of doing that. I could have just left that plain, or I could have put a plain long, just cut a piece with my guillotine, a plain piece to fit over here and cover where that join is. But what I'm going to do is just add this on probably about the centre, and do the same on the other side. I'll glue that on, and then I'll be right back, because the next bit I'm going to do is add these pieces on. Now I'm going to start adding all these pieces on. So you can see there the outline of the door, and it's where these two slits are, where this part is, and right down where that little fold line is. Now that's got to line up with these, but it's actually a lot simpler than it looks, because you kind of, it sort of fits there. So all you need to do is put glue along these ends here, these glue tabs, and glue them directly on, and just place them all the whole way around like that. It's a good idea just to double check each time. It's very easy to see where you're going and what you're doing, because you can look directly down and through here, but it's a good idea just to check that you haven't put too much glue on or whatever, and that the little door still opens. Just like that each time, and you don't need to fold that right back. Just double check, and then you can carry on the whole way around there. This bit adds an awful lot of stability to the front and the back, and it kind of reminds me of what you would call those egg box doors, I think it is, where you've got the veneer on the front and the back, and then this kind of a packaging inside, but it makes it pretty solid anyway. Not solid, but very sturdy. Now we can go ahead then and add the bottom panel, so that's going to go on here, and just remember whichever way around you're putting the tabs, and also remember which way around that you have these glued on. So if this tab is coming this way, it's going to be the one with no tab at the bottom, but the pattern facing up the way, and you'll glue that on there. Then we'll put the other one on here and follow those right round, and the next one then will go on here, and they'll all join up. That really does require patience to use the glitter card, so if you're not used to glitter, or you don't have patience, or you're fairly new to crafting, I wouldn't try that. I would make all of this in Ordinary Craft Perfect Texture Weave card and add glitter accents to it, but I just fancy this, and it's working out well, but it does require patience, so I have to warn you again about that. Now, when all of that's ready, then I've gone along with my little pick, and I've moved all these little flaps just so that they're facing upwards. I'm going to put glue right around all of these edges here, and on every glue tab here, and then I'm going to put the back on. You want it to grab the whole way around here, and I need to get some more glue out, I think, but we're going to have plenty of glue on this glitter card here again, right along here, the whole way around, the whole outside, and on every one of these. And then you'll know when you've got all of that on, then you can place the back down onto that, and then I'm going to put my white plate on top of that just to hold it all in place. After I had the back put on here, I thought I'd like another panel on over it, so I've cut one by 9 centimeters by 23.5, and you can see there I've glued that right down over here. And then I have taken the die that I used for the top here, so you can see this one actually fits the whole area there, but I've cut that out twice in gold glitter card. I've actually cut it just right across here. You see where the two, what I would call shoulders are? I cut it just slightly above that, and that gave me two pieces that I was able to put in here, and that strengthened these parts as well. And then you can probably see that I've gone ahead and added just a lovely little bow on here with a sequin, and then the little lights across the top there. So these are the dies that are in the set for the decorative detail and that, and they just finish it off lovely. I could have nipped them off there, but I decided just to go around the corner with them as well. And that's the lovely house. Now, I definitely would suggest you make this in plain card and not glitter card if you are not experienced, or if you are well, what should we say, maybe lacking in patience a little bit, because it definitely does take patience to get all these pieces in place and keep them. And if you're new to crafting or haven't got the time, definitely Craft Perfect texture weave card would be perfect for that. Now I'm going to make a little Christmas tree or two to go along with this as well. This then is the main Christmas tree shape, and you'll need to cut that out 6 times. And if you want to decorate it on top of that, you can add either this little panel, now that's it cut out just in plain, the plain shape in gold glitter card, but for the one I'm using at the minute I have used this little insert as well, so these two together give me this beautiful little shape here, and I've cut that out in the turquoise lake glitter card, and I'm going to glue these directly on top of this. And then you'll need to burnish all these little fold lines. You can see there's one from top to bottom on each side of that Christmas tree, and you'll want to fold them all up the way in, just looking like this. To join these then, you put glue on these little tabs, so you can see I've done here, and then attach them to the opposite one on the next little panel, and you work the whole way around until you've got 6, and then you'll glue the ends together. But you can see here that it will actually stand up perfectly well and be like a little decoration. If you just add 3 of them together, it's really, really nice. Now obviously the purpose of this one is that it's a little gift box, and when you've got the 6 sides on, you'll be going ahead to make the little actual compartment that the gift can go in with these little panels. But if you just want a standalone tree, you can actually make it from 3, 4 or 5, but we're making 6 with a little gift box. There's the little tree all made up, and you can go ahead and add a little star in here, because there's little decorations in the die set. So there's a star and a bow, and then you could even use those lights that I used on the townhouse as well to put across here, or you could add sequins or jewel drops, crystal drops, anything like that across that to decorate that. But that's what the base of it looks like in underneath there, and that's actually the little gift box. So we're going to make up the bottom part that fits in there, and you'll cut out 6 of these with this die, and then you'll need this hexagon as well. So first of all, I'm going to go ahead and glue all of these glue tabs together the whole way around the outside, and then join them. And then when I've finished that, I will put this hexagon onto the base of it, and then that little box then will fit up inside here. I've got 3 lovely little trees there, and they've got the little gift compartment in below. So this is ocean blue, and these 2 are teal blue, and I've added a mixture of the little dies that go in. So this one with the little lights, and I've added some honey gold glitter drops in there, and then this one has just plain gold glitter panels on, and I've added some bohemian teal vintage drops onto that. And on this one I've added the glitter card from the little pack there from the bundle, and light gold pure sheen sequins. So you might have some kind of sequins that you can add on, and I've really just glued those on there. And then if you have a look at the other video that I did, you can see I added little Christmas stars into the top of the trees as well. I mentioned several times throughout that video that it was difficult or it required patience or whatnot to make this from glitter card. So I thought rather than leave it like that, I would go ahead and show you how you could do this, or simply by using the ordinary texture weave card and adding a glitter panel onto it. And it's really just because the glitter takes quite a little while for one surface to attach to the other with the glue, and you've got to have it really firmly in place, put something on it and leave it. But anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can make a more simple version of that, and I'm going to make the smaller one here. And you can see how I've made the full version of the smaller Advent house in my other video, and the link to that will be down below. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing, just how to make this panel. So I have used this die and I've cut out the main panel for the house front, and then I've taken this little one here and just placed it directly on top and left the same little gap the whole way around there, and run that through my die cutting machine, and I've now got 4 little doors in there. So to make the front of that glittery and this not just plain card, I have taken another piece of glitter card this time, and I have cut that to 9 centimeters across the way by 10 this way, and I've just placed the die directly on top and die cut it like that again. So I've now got this little panel that I can go ahead and glue on here, and I'm going to glue that on and then assemble the rest of it in exactly the same way as I did for the other boxes, without having to worry about whether the glitter card will hold or not. So I'm going to glue right round all these edges, down in here and here, and glue the little doors onto these doors here. And then for the side panels, I've used the Craft Perfect texture weave card again, and I have cut the plain panel out in, that's this one in the texture weave card, this panel then in the Cobalt Velour card that's from the pack that I was using from that bundle, and then I have used this one and this one together in the gold glitter card and put that on there. And then remember, again, I'll just mention it once more, the tab would be at the top on one side and at the bottom on the other. And I can go ahead and assemble this now, and I'll make the top panel here to match in with that, and that looks really beautiful there. And then I can go ahead and decorate the little doors. That's this one all finished then. I've added a few 3-dimensional foam pads and whatnot, and that's the smaller one. And hopefully you've enjoyed how to add the glitter onto there in a much simpler way than using the glitter panels that I've used here, although that is really beautiful. At least it looks beautiful in real life here. So let's have just a quick look at both of them. There's the size difference. You can see, probably have to put it sideways. There you are. And then on this one I've added some more details with a little wreath on here and a few little drops on there, and some of this little coin stone die cut across here and down here. And there you have it. And I don't think I mentioned, but I put the Cobalt Velour in here and here as well. Don't forget to go back and look at the other video where I show you in detail how to make this one, and then also the wider house. Thank you very much. My affiliate links for all of this will be down below, so everything I've used will be in the description. That certainly was a beautiful bundle, and I've loved using those colours. You could use them in any colours that you want. You could make them up in more Christmassy colours or just whatever you fancy, and it would look equally beautiful, I'm sure. But I'm always drawn to this kind of colour scheme and this kind of colour combination. Anyhow, if you've enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done that. Hit the notification bell, and I would really love it if you have a minute or two just to leave me a little comment down below, and I'll hopefully get a chance to reply soon, and we'll keep in touch. Thank Thank you for everything again, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye bye.